Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 63 of Daisy Knits. I'm Daisy, we're in the floor of my basement, and I have a little bit of product to show you. Actually, I feel like a little harlot with my projects lately. I have 3 currently going, which for me is kind of big, but okay. We'll start with the one that you've already seen. I told y'all, not last week, 2 weeks ago, because I didn't record last week, that I had missed my granny square blanket, and so I started a new one. This is currently where we're at. Not quite, massive, but it's a good size. This is being done out of a magic cake I had made several years ago. I'm not even sure. I think I made 4 of these, and I have used all of them but this last one. And there's probably, I'm going to guess, 75 grams still left here. It's not as big as a full sock skein, but it's not like a half a sock. Like, it's somewhere in between. Like, you can feel it and you can tell. Maybe that's just me. But this is traveling around. I have not really worked on it since we came home Monday because I got sidetracked by a new shiny. So, this one had a lot of love 2 weeks ago. And then I went on vacation. We drove down to Disney, so I had a lot of driving time, and that is actually where my second project grew the most, is driving back and forth to and from Florida this week. So, let's see. Last Sunday, Josh, sort of a knitter, put out a call for test knitters. And he wanted, he has a pattern that has 5 colors in it. Fingering weight yarn, and I was like, I happen to have 5 bases in my shop, and if I pulled one of my fingering weights from, each one, I could have a really good showpiece that would highlight my yarns. So, I know, it sounds kind of selfish, but it worked out. So, here's what we did. This is only partway, it is not completely done, and yes, that is an eye-searing pink. Let's see. So we have Let's Go Party in my vine base, and then it does this transition, and he does this transition in between each of the main colors, and then we had a charcoal black in my dewy sock, so there's a little bit of sparkle there. We did a transition again, and then it has our hybrid with Fruge Jam transition, and into Thinking of Mel on my Hardy base, and then I think I have 4 more rows, and then I'll do a transition with Touch of Pink on our shoe base. So this is the transition we have going. And it looks kind of like a Find Your Fade, but I have no idea where he's going with this, because this is only half the pattern, I think. I think he said it was about half. So far, this is what I have. Trying to think. I started it Sunday night. Frogged it Monday night because I had messed up down here. I totally mucked up this center decrease. And so I frogged the whole thing back Monday night, restarted, and Tuesday was back going again. But like I said, it's a 14-hour drive. Well, it's supposed to be a 14-hour drive unless you hit Atlanta at 5 o'clock, and then it takes a little bit longer. Live and learn. So, this had lots of love this week. The pattern is pretty intuitive after you get your brain wrapped around what you're supposed to do. You do need to kind of count rows, but I really have enjoyed it. It's been a fun knit so far. So I think he has a goal of getting it out mid to late February. So you should be able to see full pattern soon. So that was my second project. And then we went to Florida without our kids because, yeah, we can do that. This is the first time we've ever not taken our kids on a trip, but we sent the kids out of my parents' house. So they flew there and then they flew home. Last night they flew home and I was at the airport and I thought about this. I'm like, I really don't want to take that big shawl with me to the airport to sit and knit just because it's a little too big, and sometimes TSA is good with knitting needles and sometimes they're not so good with knitting needles. So I pulled out a skein of yarn that I had set aside. This is one of our dyed yarns. It has some ubus. I had a pot that was starting to flake out on me, and so it didn't dye like it was supposed to. So I kept this skein for myself. And I started a little sock. It's just a plain vanilla sock, ribbing, nothing fancy pants, but I started a sock. So this was my knitting at the airport yesterday as I sat and waited on the kids and, you know, all that good fun stuff. So that's what I'm working on. I have nothing finished at this point. I don't know if I'll even have anything finished next week, but that's okay. I did not do any master knitter work. We came home late Monday night. Tuesday was spent, you know, laundry, cleaning up, from all the packing, unpacking, and grocery shopping. Yesterday was spent gathering things up and just chaos. Anyways, you know how it is when you do a trip. You got stuff everywhere for a bit. So, this week, I'm hopefully going to do some master knitter work, sit down and do my swatches again that I won a crown on last time, and we will see. But I don't really have a lot. I did want to share that the Disney retreat, while I was not part of the classes and things, I was part of the vendor market, and it was a very diverse, healthy vendor market. I was really impressed with the vendors that were there. Beautiful stuff. Thrilled that I was able to do that. The people that came through did talk about their classes, and they said they love them. Amy from Ross Farms, she hosted this event, and I believe that she's talking about doing it again. So if that's something you're interested, keep your eyes out. I mean, it's Disney. It was beautiful and so warm. Not even gonna lie. We lived here, and it was in the 30s and 40s, and we get down there, and it's in the 70s. It was gorgeous. So I was in heaven because it was all nice and warm, and I could just wear a shawl. It was lovely. So I do want to mention that, though, if you are interested in that retreat, I do believe she's going to try it again. Like I said, keep your eyes open. I'll let you know as I get information. I can let y'all know. But I think that's all I have for you this week. Sorry, it's kind of a little bit of here and there, but it's what's going on. So I hope you all have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. See ya!